The government of Burkina Faso has called for calm after soldiers mutinied, demanding more support for their fight against Islamist militants and the resignation of military leaders. Hundreds of protesters have gathered in the capital, Ouagadougou, to show their support for the mutineers. Some burned and looted the headquarters of the ruling party.
The ominous sound of tear gas fired on protesters by security forces. On Saturday, a crowd gathered in Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou, dissatisfied with the government and President Roch Kabore's inability to control a jihadist insurgency that's troubled the country for 7 years.
Il faut que Roch parte.
Roch must go. We all agree on that. We believe that the government is catastrophic.
Nous estimons que la gouvernance est catastrophique.
Catastrophic in all ways, especially when it comes to security.
Sur tous les plans, sur le plan sécuritaire, on n'en parle même pas.
The next day, further signs of unrest, this time from the army. Heavy gunfire coming from several barracks in the capital, plus disrupted internet connections, prompted fears of a coup. The defence minister was quick to get on the air to deny the government had lost control. The government has confidence in the army, which remains committed to the Republic. We ask the people to remain calm, to carry out their duties. We are following the developing situation so we can provide information on the real reasons for these shootings. So I can tell you that, for the moment, everything is under control, and we ask our army to continue to support our Republic and carry out its missions to protect its territory and its people.
De protection au territoire et des populations.
The unrest comes just a week after 12 people, including a senior army officer, were arrested on suspicion of planning to destabilise institutions in the country. On the streets, there was support for the army in the wake of attacks linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group. Thousands have died in recent years and around 1.5 million have been displaced.
Let's talk to journalist Bram Posthumus, who's been reporting from West Africa for 25 years, particularly on Burkina Faso. Hello, Bram. So there are rumors of a possible coup in Burkina Faso, but the government denies an army takeover. What's going on?
Well, from what my sources tell me in the capital, Ouagadougou, there have been shootings going on in an enormously large sprawl of a camp just west of the capital on the road to the second city, Bobo-Dioulasso. That apparently also died down, so we're not quite sure exactly what the situation inside those camps is. In your introduction, you mentioned that they may have been taken. That is not altogether clear whether there has been an occupation of these camps. And then obviously what you've heard later on were that there were reports of especially youths coming in on a busy intersection very close to this camp in support of the military, in support of what was already alluded to in the report, the departure of the current president.
I mean, we've heard some of the challenges the youth are facing, but tell us more why part of the population in Burkina Faso are so unhappy with the government that they could even support a military revolt.
Well, that's exactly what was already said in the report as well. There is an Islamic problem in the country in the sense of a jihadist insurgency, which may be supported by either Al-Qaeda or Islamic State or even both. And it has displaced 1.5 million people. So you're looking at a catastrophically bad situation in the country. And what the people are saying, certainly in the capital, Ouagadougou, and in other city centers as well, is that the government and its army has been incapable of stopping this problem. And that is what they are angry about.
So, Bram, how could all this play out for the country and the region as a whole?
Well, it's a region on tenterhooks now, isn't it? Not only do we have this jihadist insurgency going on in various countries, including Burkina Faso, but also in neighboring Mali. And then we also have the history of recent coups. One failed coup attempt in Niger, 2 in Mali, 1 successful coup in Guinea, military juntas in power in both Conakry in Guinea and in Bamako in Mali. So there is quite a bit of nervousness about would Burkina Faso perhaps be next. And given the volatile situation in the country and the street protests and the fact that the soldiers are unhappy with the way they have been sent away to treat this problem of jihadist insurgency, that is a not unlikely scenario, let's say.
Okay. Journalist Bram Postumus, thank you.